Hello and welcome to Christ the King. My name is Father Carl McCarthy. I'm the pastor here, and I have a great announcement. You can see that our church doors are open, the bells are ringing, and we're going to be inviting you back to church. Our first weekend Mass here will be on the Feast of Pentecost Sunday. That's the last Sunday of May, the 30th and the 31st. As you come to church, we want to share with you a few things that you will see. Number one, you're going to see signs. So we might as well get used to seeing some signs. But we're going to have signs on all the doors. The doors signs will say, keep your distance, and that 6 feet of social distance as you come into our space here at Christ the King. And then as you come on into the doors of the church, you'll be greeted by one of our welcome ministers, our greeters. And they will ask you a couple of questions. One is, do you have a temperature? Anyone with a temperature of 100.5, we cannot have in our church this time because of the virus. They will ask you if it's okay for you to take their temperature, and we'll do that with these nice thermometers that we have. You all are familiar with these. And as you come into church as well, you'll make sure you want to have your own mask. My aunt made this mask for me. You can see it's a little clerical mask that she's made. You also might want to bring your own individual hand sanitizer to share. We'll have those in the pew, and they'll be throughout the church, and we'll show you those as we continue on our tour. So come on into church and enjoy what you see here. So I mentioned the individual hand sanitizer. If you wanted to bring your own, you could do that. But we're also happy to share with you these hand sanitizers, which will be spaced throughout the church. Here's an example of what one looks like, and they're at each of the doors that we will be entering as you come into church. Here at Christ the King, we're going to have 3 doors open. The 2 front doors will be open for you. And then the door, as we just came into the church a few moments ago, those will be open for you as well. Again, hospitality ministers will be there, and they're going to invite you to come on in and to take a seat in the church. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. As you come into the church, you're greeted by an usher at one of our 3 doors that will be open. You will be invited then to come to one of the pews that's been marked specifically for those who are our guests here in our church. Those pews are marked with the cross. So the usher will bring you in, you will take a seat, and then we just ask that if you're a family, you can sit together. If you're an individual or another family, you will take care of your own social distancing of that 6 feet. We are looking so forward to celebrating and to worshiping Jesus Christ again here at the altar, to receive His Word and His sacrament. But coming back to church is not going to look like what it did when you left it almost 2 months ago. Our return to the church will be very different. We will wear our mask. We will not be singing individually. Our cantor will be leading us in our music ministry, will be leading us in worship. The Our Father, there will be no holding of hands. For the sign of peace, we won't reach out and take each other's hands, but what we'll do is we'll turn to each other and we'll give a reverent gesture of peace to one another. As you come to communion, I will come to you. I and the other minister will make our way throughout the church, and we will come to you where you are. What we ask that you do is that as we step into the pew with you, that you would stand, you would place out your hand. You've already pulled down your mask. You would place out your hand, and we would place the Eucharist in your hand for the reception of communion. I want to thank you for the way that you have helped your parish family during this time of crisis as we've been away from the church. You've helped us so much through your prayer and through your action, but also through your financial support. As you come into church, you might ask yourself, well, how will we give? Because we're not going to be passing the basket. We ask that you would bring your offertory, and we will place it here. We will not do that during the Mass, but we ask that before you come into church, here you can come and place your offertory up front, or as you're leaving church, you could do that. We also want to continue just to encourage you. You can give online or you can give electronically. Many are doing that, and it's just a really safe and effective and efficient way to be able to give and to help the mission of your parish family here at Christ the King in Madisonville. As you leave the church, we ask that you leave together as an individual or as a family. And the way that will happen will be that the greeter will come down and they will actually start at the back of the church and then make their way down, so that as you leave as an individual, as a family, you can continue to keep that social distance. As much as we want to see each other and hug each other and congregate, we're going to have to give an air high five here, I think, and we ask that you not congregate, but that we go ahead and leave the church healthy and holy as we come and celebrate Jesus Christ. The doors of our church have never been opened as wide as they are right now. And we want to ensure that the doors of our church here at Christ the King are open to everyone. The capacity will be limited, 33%. That's why we have the pews marked. We have about 70 to 75 people here at Christ the King will be able to receive. And so we've modified our weekend and weekday schedule. That weekend schedule will be at 4:30 now on Saturday evening, and the rosary will be at 6 p.m. On Sunday morning, we continue with our regular schedule at 8 and 10:30 a.m. And then Sunday evening, our Hispanic brothers and sisters will celebrate at 6. We will continue to live stream the 10:30 Mass from here every Sunday, as we want to reach out to those who aren't able to be with us because their health in some way is impaired, young or old. So we encourage you to continue to stay healthy and holy at home. Our weekday Mass schedule has been modified as well to give a greater capacity for people to be able to attend during the week. That weekday schedule will be at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday at 6 p.m., and then Friday we'll be here together at noon. We're also looking at our reconciliation times. Those reconciliation times are on Wednesday evening at 5:15 before Mass begins at 6, and then on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I am looking forward, I know you are looking forward to being together here at Mass. I look forward to welcoming you as we stay healthy and holy together and continuing to receive Jesus Christ into our lives, the power of the Holy Spirit into our lives, so that we can continue the mission of Christ in our community here in Madisonville and Hopkins County and also around the world. Thank you and see you soon.